Hello friends and family from Caring for Carers, a source of inspiration. I'm so happy to be here with you today. It's Tuesday for me, Monday for many of you, and it's a really nice way to start the week when we talk about emotions and what we can be doing about them and what do they mean. And so lately I've been writing a post each day on this group um, about a different emotion, and so I've been calling it emotion of the day. And on purpose I've been thinking about positive emotions because for me and where I came from, positive emotions in a moment were difficult for me to identify. Like I could only think about probably a handful of them. Not because I didn't feel the others, it was just I didn't know how to name them or recognize them. And so, if that's what happened to me, now I've learned that if that happened to me, it can be happening to other people. And so why not share this with as many as I can? And so um, what I went through is recognizing new emotions and being able to say, oh, I feel this emotion when this and this happens to me. Then it's like I've started to be able to be more aware of those positive emotions and enjoy them more and plan for them to happen in my life. It's like, okay, I like to feel excitement. So, what makes me feel excited? And so, plan for those things to happen in my life so that I can feel the excitement. Yes. Um, so, that's what we've been going through in our group. I'm thinking that probably I'll do one more week of that and then I will change it to understanding emotions. And then we can start talking about the emotions that don't feel so good so that we can also acknowledge them and know, same as with the others, know when do they appear, what what things can I stop doing or what things can I do in a different way so that the emotion that is brought up is one that feels really good and not the ones that feel not so good. But also, when the ones that don't feel good show up, we want to start understanding why they're showing up. Instead of saying, oh, I did this wrongly and now I'm this way, and then you start feeling frustrated because you cannot go to the feeling good, we want to really understand why are the not so fun emotions in our body and why are we feeling them and what can we do in our life to start shifting this. Yeah, but without the need of I need to change it now, and if I don't change it I am a failure, because that's definitely not what it is about. You're never a failure. Failure is a concept that we also, I think we also have in like have given it the wrong meaning, because when we fail, what it really means is that we have an opportunity to learn new things. And imagine a baby thinking that each time he cannot start crawling, he's failing at crawling. How bad would that feel in the sense of what we know as failure? Like that kid would never stand up and walk if it was up to him, because he cannot learn to crawl, or because he's falling off each time he tries to stand up on his own. So failure is just okay, you get to do it once more, and you get to learn one more step or one more, like trickle one more muscle, so that you're getting closer to where you. Yes. And I hope thinking about a baby walking and crawling helps you understand those little shifts in your muscles until you're fully ready to step into the person that you want to be, into the situation that you want to be in, as the person that you want to be. Yeah? So keep on tweaking, keep on changing, and you'll find it and you'll be there, just like the baby learns to walk. Okay? So, in saying that, um, I want us to start acknowledging those negative emotions. Um, and the way that we acknowledge them is recognizing that they're there, yeah, naming them, giving them a name, saying, okay, this is what I am feeling, and then asking, okay, why is it that I'm feeling this? Now, here is a tricky bit, or that's what I think. The tricky bit is, I used to always answer that question by saying, well, I'm feeling this because so and so made this for me to feel this. And even now, I still do it, but now when I do it, immediately I see it and I'm able to change it or make it a little joke about it. So that it helps me change that energy. There was a moment where my husband was like, oh yeah, because everything is my fault. And to be honest, I was putting everything on him. I was blaming everything on him. When I started doing all this process and he said that, it rang a bell. It's like, yeah, I have to stop doing that because I am doing that. I'm justifying everything on the actions and the decisions and the way he treats me and everything. But at the end, it's how I am allowing that to happen, and what, like, how am I reacting to it instead of responding to it. Yeah. And so the difference is, if you're reacting, you're not thinking about it, you're just making, like, on to the next thing without having a little bit of time to think, okay, why did this happen? What can I do about it? And then you respond. Yeah. And when you respond, what you want to be doing when you respond is to actually, like, support the situation so that you and the person that you are with maybe can grow from the situation, can be a better person from that situation. Yeah. So it's that failing, but not failure as, oh, I am I'm the worst and I cannot do this. It's that feeling where I say, here is an opportunity, and what needs to be changed and fixed is this. So what that I can grow, or we can grow together. Yeah. So when we recognize it, we look at it, we name it, and we understand what is behind it. Why did I respond that way? So that we can start changing that. Yeah. And respond in better ways for our life and for people around us. Because, to be honest, we want to be a good person and a fun person to be around with, for all people. Yeah. So, let me see in my notes here. Um, when the negative emotions appear, we usually look at them and it's like, oh, I don't want this negative emotion. I want it out, out, out. And I want to push it out. I want to ignore it. I want to hide it. I want to say, oh, I don't want anyone else to notice that I'm feeling this negative emotion. But the truth is that when you allow yourself to really feel it and acknowledge it and say, wow, I'm feeling this and I don't understand what the message is here yet, but I want to figure it out. It changes everything. And that's when you will stop being ashamed of what you're feeling, because now you're noticing that what you're feeling is trying to tell you something. It's trying to show you something. It's trying to help you improve in some way. Yeah? And so some people would say, I don't know if you've heard about the word ego, and our ego is just that part of us that is trying to defend and take care of us, because the ego has learned that, oh, we have to be careful of what others think. Yeah. And so if you're feeling bad, oh, others will think that you're not good enough, that you don't have everything under control, that you're not doing your part in life. But the truth is that if others see that you're struggling, they will say, and they see you bringing that struggle into something that will make you stronger, they will say, wow, so this is how it's done. wow, can I learn? Can you show me how you did that? Ooh, I love how you shifted from that negative perspective into a positive one. Can you help me do that with this and this that's happening to me? And so instead of being ashamed of it, you're going to be proud about it, and people are going to look up to you. Yeah, because they'll know that they can find that in you instead of shoving down and hiding the things that don't feel good. So for this, one of the big things that helped me was understanding that I cannot get stuck in the story. So things happen in our life, and those things are our story. Yeah, and we start saying, oh well, when I was at school, so and so did this to me, and so they're really mean because they did that to me, and poor me, I shouldn't have gone through that. They shouldn't have been like that with me. That would be getting stuck in the story. The way to turn it around is like, wow, those children did this and this to me, and I didn't like it. But why didn't I like it? Why didn't I like it? It was not because they were being mean to me. It was because I actually allowed them to be mean with me. How did I allow them to be mean to me? Would be the next question. Yeah? And from there, trying to figure out the way to get out of that pattern. Because then when you start understanding those things, you'll start seeing that there's patterns in your life that you've continued doing even though the results are terrible for you, and the reason why you're doing it is because you just haven't had the time to sit down and look at it instead of hiding it. Yeah. So when we take the time to look at it, it's like, oh yes, in all my relationships, I'm always saying, oh, that person is terrible. How dare they do this to me? Well, if we start saying, they're doing this to me because I'm allowing it when I say this or when I do this, or because I'm not stepping into my real truth and I'm not doing this, then you are able to start changing that. Whatever it is, whatever answer comes to your mind, listening to it and shift what you need to shift in order to be able to be the person that you want to be, so that you're no longer the, oh, poor me, they responded that way and I couldn't do anything. No, you want to take responsibility of what's happening to you. You want to be able to say, yeah, that happened to me and that was because of this, and now I'm not going to allow it anymore, because instead of doing this and this, I'm going to do that and that. And so when you shift things, when you start noticing all of it and are able to have that thought process, you will show up differently and the results will start to change for you. Your life will start to change. Your thoughts will start to change. But remember, it is practice. It takes practice. I'm not going to say, oh, after listening to this, you're going to be the expert in this. No, it's going to take time. It's going to take failure, just like with children. You are going to start doing it and trying it, and it's a try and error. And you will be able, and all of us will be able, to start experiencing life from a different perspective, where we are responsible of our things, where we get to do our own, like where we get to understand what it is that we want in our life and bring that into it, instead of just allowing other things to come. We're going to choose what comes to our life through knowing what it is that we have to do for it. Yeah. So what we want to do is, when we ask the question, why poor me, instead of answering, oh, it's because they did this, or he did this, or she did this, we're going to change it to, it's because and what did I do to have that experience, so that I can start changing what I did if I want to. Yeah. So remember, what do I need to do next time differently? And what do I need to change in my life? Maybe it's just as simple as not seeing that person again. Maybe it's about, okay, I'm going to see them, but I'm going to be very clear with this and this. Yeah? So noticing all of this. We're using everything as a learning opportunity. So that's the message for today. I hope you liked it. And once you start taking things and being responsible about life, I assure you, you're going to stop being ashamed of what you feel and what you think. Because instead you're going to be seeing it as what you can learn from. And when you see it as what you can learn from, you're going to say, oh, this happened to me and I learned this today. And that was so exciting and that was so cool. And I get to be the person I really want to be next time. So with that, I'll see you next week. And I hope you have a lovely week. Yes. All the best. Full moon is here, so it's going to be a little bit of shaky emotions. So don't be ashamed of them. Look at them. See them. See them for what they are. And we will start to talk that from next week onwards. Those negative emotions, what they really are. So if you have any specific emotion that you want to be looking at, please send me a private message. I would love to see that, or post it in the group. I would love to see what it is that you want me to talk about, that you need guidance with. Okay? See you everyone. Bye.